And welcome. We are back. We are back. We have done so much moving of furniture. We're not quite done, but a long time patrons of the circus will recall this space. It's been a hot minute and we have returned. We're right next to the all the things. And and I think I found my new sewing bench. It was just in this space all along. I have hoops in front of me so we can do hoops. We've got our clubs. We got all our toys are all coming into one space. But welcome. Hello. This is the circus. I'm your host, Phoenix Selector. Here we have my fluffiest co-host, the one with the maxi pads, the one, the only, the Loki, and entering on from my left, we have the golden one, the terror, the little man, the shithead himself, Billu. And no Freya Froofers at the moment. They really want me to open the concession stand very, very badly. So, let me get these boys some snacks and we can oogle and ogle. One of our very first projects after Brunhild came into our lives, this corset that we haven't worn in a hot minute because it's got a zipper and it's out of woven material, so it either fits or it doesn't fit. And for a while it didn't fit. And I tried it on 2 weeks ago and we weren't quite there yet, so I busted the zipper. But I put in a new zip, have a little to reinforce at the bottom. So we haven't worn our glow-in-the-dark skull skirt with our little scully zippy stays yet. But enough about me. Grab a snack, grab a project, grab a four-legged friend or four-legged terror, however yours might be. I'm going to get some snacks for my boys because my boys say they need snacks. All right, snack time. All that room got so much bigger. Oh, good. Well, I keep trying to adjust it, so I'm trying. Oh, little man's helping himself to snacks that are fallen in the bottom of the drawer. Oh, okay. I'm going to need to run super fast to the other room because Freya Froofers is here and she needs snacks. Will she take snacks here? Come.
Window much better.
Come. Tears. Come on, terrorizers. Ah! Okay, Loki. Oh. Yeah, the boys are excited. I've got a much bigger window. More light. Oh. Though I am going to miss not being able to smell the roses quite so easily, but... Alright. One more, then let's talk through our destructions. That's it! And I said, no more! Get your fanny out of the drawer. All right. Oh my gosh. Do I remember how to stream? Do we remember how to do this? We're sewing. And it's so nice. I've been touching my hoops again, and it's been great. And I'm not surprised. I wouldn't want to come back to my show with all the hoops. Not all the hoops. The chicanery of me not being connected to the internet. And how can I be an amazing sewing, hooping, streaming experience when I can't stream. It doesn't, nope, but we're here. We are here. We are back, bitches. So, what I didn't finish on Sunday was sewing rolled hems on a gajillion more tiers because I thought that I'd calculated and guesstimated how many yards of fabric I needed to make it around the entire perimeter of the double circle skirt with what we had done thus far, and not quite. I almost made it fully around the entire bottom, minus probably a yard's worth, and then I had another section and it didn't get very far in the next tier. Then yesterday I was stitching a little bit, and realized over time I should have double checked because some of these tiers are 9 inches and I thought I was cutting 7 inches the whole time, so I should double check my template piece. And it's not going to matter. It's going to be fine. Everybody's going to be looking at this petticoat, but there's going to be so much. It's going to be fine. Should we do some sewing? I've got the noise cancellation on Studio on right now, so we'll see how that goes. If it thinks the sewing machine is noise, then it's not going to be as aesthetically pleasing. Oh, I guess I could pull up my show when we get there and listen so I know what we sound like, because are we trying to improve and be better streamers? Always. And it's hard to practice the skill of streaming when your internet was shit in the fucking bed. I think it was in a internet dead zone for some reason for my computer trying to connect, and I don't whatever, it doesn't matter. And I didn't necessarily love streaming from the space that I had been streaming in. Did I make sure? I did thumbs up my show. All right, we are here. I hear myself almost instantaneously. Let's see how this sounds with the machine playing. All right, let me give myself a second. And sit up straight. Okay, take a deep breath. Oh, I need some electrolytes. Okay. So, just a few words of rolled hem to do. Let me turn myself up so I can hear better. I was very excited to be able to pair my Scully glow dark Scully skirt. It's good. All right, let me listen and talk and listen. So fun. Oh, okay. All right. Stop listening to myself because that's kind of. I love the sound of the sewing machine. I want to sew sometimes just so I can hear the sound of this machine. It's true. Yeah. So, I guess we'll wait to see if hopefully we get a few more chairs in the tent filled in, but that's all right. We're slowly getting it there. The internet is working leaps and bounds better than the last. Yeah, the last base of was just turned. It's like, all right, I can't change everything, but there are some things that we can shift because things were just. And you just figure out something isn't working. Is there what can I what can be done to manipulate that so that it becomes a non-problem. How do we adapt and overcome? And oh, Jesus, I we're coming in. What happened? This is it. Got all right. Oh, because I was stepping on the end. All right, let me. Oh, let me just get back to. Oh, no, we'll get back to sewing. Let's see if we can get we get at least 10 people in here, and then we'll see how that skirt's coming. Because I did, pardon me, pin. I do have ruffles pinned to the skirt, so that do need to be attached because I think it would feel like a horror to have all of them pinned on at once. And I don't quite. I have a lot of pins. I could break into the roll I have and probably have enough to pin all of it, but I don't want to dig into my antique pins if I don't have to. Why is the tension off like a mofo? Not stepping on. Oh, Phoenix, did you check to make sure that the machine was threaded appropriately? Did you forget to do pre-sewing pre-sew check? Yes, I did. All right. We need machine pre-check. Hey, oh. Okay. Hey, start from scratch. I'm not going to pull out this entire hem, but let's just massage this along because we're going to put gathers in here, but I don't want it pre-gathered because that will affect the length of the final tiers. All right, do I need to restitch this? Okay. Yeah, from where? Oh, from the beginning, child. All right, from the beginning it is. Let's go through. I'm going to just trim this extra and just start from scratch. Oh, we were completely cockamamie. Yeah, that was bad. Where's the threading bear? I was trying to make everything look nice so that we can have a tidy space and space for cats. Though now they're just doing what cats do and lounging around and sleeping. All right, this machine thread. Oh, the tension's also. Okay, there we go. We're down. There's the right spot for the microphone. All right, you feel better. Okay, let's try here. Because you're in my way right now. Okay, down around the snooper up into the little arc screw. Over to the red looper. Red face plate. I was gonna go with face plate. Words, who needs them? Good diction and alliteration. Wow. Oh, it's been too long since we've had a good show. Now that things are going less horribly, I'm like, it's going too easy. What's going on? Now I feel like I have to just rebuild encourage everybody to want to come back but then I know I never expect anybody to show. It's easy to go in with low expectations, but try to have a good product anyway. So we're getting there. We were also joking around about getting a green screen, but maybe it would be better over there. And having funny things in the background on green screen in the real life room. But I'm not that. I'm not Panda Subs player of skilled in those arts. And it's just having enough time to do stuff. Okay, my bench is crooked. Okay. But I may have found a Portuguese speaker to help me. So that is super exciting. And I'm just going a little bit more slowly this time. I realized I was stepping on our fabric. I'm just going to drive over where we successfully did the rolled hem until I get to the sections that something was bad. That's great. So we're just going slow and making it. All right. How's everybody's week going? Holy moly, everything feels like it wants to be a disaster, but I'm just come back to practicing analog skills and not getting hot behind the collar about stuff, because one does not necessarily make the bestest choices when the feelings are strong. So, all right, those words of a day. Oh my God, it's so glad to be back. I'm so glad to be back. It was on this forced. I was starting to feel like, are my sewing streams that subversive that it was mostly when I was trying to be streaming that everything was and no, we're not feeling it, and that I did not care for. But yeah, 2 machines moved, a little 1.5 more to go, a little bit more rearranging. But on Sunday, when things were going errantly, I decided, Dove actually, my sweet human, had come up with the notion of just shifting things around, and I concurred with that notion. So I used the time where I would have loved to have been here sewing with you all. We got stuck in, and I'd say we're a third to a half done. A little bit more to go, but that is the way. So what we have here are pieces that have no rolled hems in it. And then to the right of me is the tub with the skirt with what we have pinned attached to stitch, and then tiers that have one rolled hem that are going to all need their second, and they all need to get gathered. But let's at least get 1/2 of the rolled hemming completed. Then we'll mix it up and reclaim some pins off of the tiers, because I'll stitch down what has been pinned down. I'm starting at the bottom because it's the biggest. I'll probably do 1 full row, maybe a second, and then we'll look and do some math and just see how things feel when we're looking at this. And probably we'll start from the bottom, work our way up, and then after a couple of rows, go to the top and work our way down. Because we've been very good about not pardon me, coconut water, Jiminy Christmas. Been very good about not errantly stitching fabrics together inappropriately. Attaching the tiers is a whole other layer of risk because there's just going to be a boatload more fabric to have to manage and keep an eye on. It was one of the, in our previous iterations, that was an area that we were not always super great about. So we are going to try being always more thoughtful, but learn from what did not work bestest for us in the previous iterations. Something is still on is the. Maybe there's too many ruffles and tuffles. All right, let's just sit up straight. Oh, it's so good to wear a structured outer garment. My exoskeleton, if you may have it. Partly just to make sure that I was thinking about this, about keeping my ribs tucked in, so that we're not. Never mind. Now you're just blabbering, Phoenix. Nobody wants to hear about hollow body curves and shoulders, elbows, head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Right now. We'll just quietly do some stitching and try not to flub up, and then we'll go from there. Oops, don't break a needle. He said it. Oh, excuse me. Oh, yay. Streaming. Oh, that's right. My whole face is on camera right now. I can't have sewer face, gamer face, juggler face. You can smile. That's it. Or, I mean, I guess thematically, sometimes you don't always want to smile, but just remember, kids, school your face. It's just as important as everything else you're doing. And frequently, one of the most forgotten about. And that is a shame because you can smooth over and overcome much if you have your face schooled into something neutrally pleasant and, or if appropriate, some type of a smile. Yes. Because if you're doing public speaking, doing things out and about, or even here on the webs, in the rumbles, nobody knows what the outcome is supposed to be except for you, and sometimes even that's flexible. So nobody knows nobody needs to know if you think you messed up, because only you know what you think the outcome's supposed to be, if indeed you know what that's supposed to look like. So just have fun while you're doing it. Tech problems, make a joke. If you let all those things get to you, make you hot behind the collar, and you get all huffy and gruffy and irritated about the whole thing, and let people know, then you let people know that you're not satisfied, which is fine. However, it's okay to just not let them know. They don't need to know. They don't need to see you all hot and upset and you're like, oh, I messed that up. It doesn't matter. Just enjoy it and roll with it. It's not that big of a deal. I was watching Viva earlier, and he clocked himself out of his own show, and it went to the Rumble green screen. I'm like, okay, yep. Somebody, how many times? All the channels. Have you? I have never been to a channel. I was gonna take that, except for maybe Panda Subs, where they haven't been soliloquying for some time, only to have chat yelling at them, "You're on mute!" And you say the best things to no one, and you think that you're having this profound soliloquy to yourself. And you attempt to redo it, and it's never as good as the first version. So I guess maybe for the folks who are smart enough to like start the recording of their streams independently of just doing the streams, and then you've got the footage, because at least hopefully your own device caught it. I don't know, but yeah, we're getting back into it. Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we are here catching up on work that we couldn't finish. And I was recalling, because I was like, I don't feel like I made this much for the orange moire version. And I realized I didn't, because that was not 60, 120 inch material. The skirt itself wasn't as big and wasn't as long, so I didn't cut this much. I needed more because the circumference of the skirt is larger on this one, which is fine with what's pinned on. This skirt is going to be heavy. This material is super lightweight by itself, but adding a gathering stitch, every stitch really made the top beautifully dense. And I was questioning to myself whether to, on the subsequent panels that I still need to gather, about doing the gather every 6 stitches instead of every stitch. You know what? It's probably not going to matter. Hey, Jess, welcome. Oh, we're back. I hope you've been having a great week. Ugh. But yeah, have been so, well, we've moved a lot of furniture to get back to this room again. But one thing that I don't love is the other space. I could hear when pins and needles dropped, and there's carpet here, so I have to just be very careful. Yay, tent seats are filling in with fannies. How's your exploration through the Civil War quilt book going? And you've got William sewing quilt block patches for his vests. Good work. They look so much more classy now. But yeah, just a few more. 40. I stopped counting, actually. I have no idea how many yards of ruffles are going to be on this skirt. Maybe at the end I will count them. Oh, you're too kind. You're so glad you're back. New location. Yes. This is actually the first room I streamed from. And then we moved around this space and have returned, but sometimes you just need to be square on top of the router. Oh, you're doing good. You're also waiting on fabric to make a blouse. Oh, fun, fun. Are you using one of the commercial patterns? Are you drafting something? Tell me, type me more. I know, I should. It's been a hot minute. Maybe on Saturday we'll do a whole marathon of streaming, and I'll do my show in the morning, and we'll hop on with William in the later day. I know. You think he needs a patent pen to this leaky dish? Oh, that's funny. I don't know if I'll have to look. I don't know what that one block looks like. There's so many names. Just oh, everything has its own vernacular, but yeah, I know. I'm getting ready to. I think maybe I've got if I can plow through this skirt, should mock up for my shirt waist also because I saw one pattern that was literally a rectangle with tubes for arms, and I think it had hook and bars down the center, but it also had ties so that it was adjustable to fit over your underpinnings. Because it's impressive how a chemise, a corset cover, how your measurements are going to be changed and manipulated by the different undergarments, especially a corset if your waist might, depending on how you like it, shrink a lot or a little. Pattern on Etsy. Oh, good. Yeah, I know I'm just gonna draft mine and hack together my sleeve pieces because I have I don't love my experiences with patterns that I've completely found for free or purchased. I always need to adjust them, so I have just gotten to the point for myself where if I have to make more than one adjustment, and it's easier to just make it from my own measures. Because then I get the proportions right, because I have rib cage of half an inch of my waist, and then I have hips. That's it. How do you have like little mutton sleeves or I guess I'll just have to pop on so you can show me because I've got too many questions and not enough visuals. Oh, folks are coming on in. Please welcome to the circus. This is the longest show we've had in a while. We've made it to a whole half an hour. So if you're having a good time hanging out with me while I sew, while you work, listen, drive, watch kids is it volleyball season, indoor track, in between all these things, please smash some buttons. That would be super awesome. I am continuing to sew rolled hems, but I did say we got enough. Can we get two more fannies and then I'll grab the skirt out. But we'll see. I shouldn't get overexcited or I'm gonna scare everybody away. I don't want to jinx my show again. Holy moly's. Lord, let me just get to the end of this tier and then I'll take the skirt out anyway. So I guess it's a win-win. But I'm so glad Mike put this zippered stays fits again. I forgot how much I love this. I keep talking about it. Let me just get up close because I don't think the skulls have showed up. Yep. We made the stays, the skirt, and the linen chemise all live. Over the years. It's always good for me to remember to like go through and see what I've made and then restyle it, because some stuff I wear a lot and then take a break from for whatever reason, then I go back and then just wear nothing but that one thing. Okay. Now I've just forgotten how to sew, but all right, we are at the end. Let me dig into the Tub O Tears. And I did not shed a single one while stitching any of them. How punny can it get? I don't know. Phoenix, they're groaning. They're not laughing. They're getting ready to throw tomatoes. I'll take some fresh garden tomatoes. So if you can throw them my way. All right, let me. Okay. So should we make this all streamy and dramatic? Do I have an end? This is the new tiers that I've cut. They have one rolled hem, and they still need the second rolled hem, and they need to be gathered. And I think we are gonna just do the one every 6 because it's gonna be so dense. It's gonna look fine. All right. But wait, there's more. And more. This is like clowns getting out of the little clown car. But I'm the clown who is pulling the scarf out of their mouth, and you think it is never going to end. And we're in a giant knot. Okay, a gajillion. And there's more that don't have any rolled hems yet. Okay, we made it to the bottom. Okay, don't get mixed up. Okay. All right. Who wants to see this overly floofy can petticoat in my tub? I do. All right, let me find the top. She is huge. It is going to be even huger. Oh my god, I'm going to be a freaking cupcake. Yeah, so this is the bottom, almost fully ruffled. And this is how it looks with the ruffle every stitch. But I think I'm just going to do one every 6, and it's going to be fine, because for this double circle skirt, and I was going to do tiers up most of the way to the full waist. So here we've got a section where the second one, I did it 3 inches up from the bottom edge. Did I put this onto the wrong side? Oh, it's windy and I'm hearing stuff clattering. Okay. So there's just a little where I have the 2 ruffles but then they will continue upwards. So every row is going to need a smaller amount because I've got the bottom's going to have the most because it's the biggest. So it will continue to become less, but it's still a lot of tiers, and I'm pretty sure I still don't think that I've cut enough, but I don't know yet, and we will get there when we get there. Should we mix it up and sew this tier down? I'm gonna be out to like here. Who needs a pannier when you've got a petticoat like this? Alright, I am lost in fabric. And I do have to say, this project, the next couple of like completely over the top ruffled and gathered fabric would only have been made possible by, unfortunately, the fabric store that went out of sale business that I got gigantic quantities of fabric for $5 and $10 for the whole thing, and I'm going over the top with things that take stupid amounts of fabric because I can, but you don't have to go out and just plan your projects, make sure you enjoy doing it, have fun while you do it. I need a pin cushion. Actually, let's get the magnetic one because I'm just going to throw the pins down. Throw the pins down. Where? And I need to find an end. So I had 2 circle skirts. We did the rolled hem on each of them, 2 circle skirts. Cut them open so that they were both flat. Did a rolled hem around each of the skirts. Did a French seam to attach the skirts. Now we're starting to sew the ruffles onto said circle skirts. And they just have the one seam in them right now. So there's an opening because we'll sew all the ruffles on and then we'll catch everything in that double in the French seam at the end. But right now, and sometimes it's nice to have stuff flat while you're sewing. We have enough fabric going on here. This is not the end I want to start from, but now I have the waist. So here's our first French seam. Getting used to the camera feeling so far away. I don't feel like I'm not trapped in a tiny little space. Oh, right, because I didn't finish pinning the bottom yet. So I was also debating unpinning what we have pinned already and using that for the bottom because I have all the ruffle and the skirt that we have attached so far. There is where's the end? Oh my god, I'm lost in this fabric. We have this much that doesn't have any ruffle attached to it yet. So, do you want to be bored with me repinning, or do we just get back to the rolled hemming? Yep, we get back to the rolled hemming. There's just so much. Okay. Alright, this There's no cats right now. I don't need my pin cushion right now. Our snips. We have bobbins. All right, let's get that. I need that close, but not completely in my mouth hole. It was productive that we went through the tub that is this project. I guess I should talk to the microphone and not behind the microphone. Who would have thunked? Don't use filler words. Just don't talk. Yeah, so we have yards and yards and yards of rolled hem. I probably will at the very end go through and count how many yards of tears, because I'm guessing in my head that there's going to be between 75 and 100. Oh my god, those are crazy numbers. 100 yards of tears. And I think that's what it's going to end up. That would not surprise me. This project definitely goes into the category of, oh, that won't take me very long. I should be able to whip that out in 6 hours. 12 hours later. I think I've already sewn 12 hours on this project. And you know what? I think we probably have at least another 12 to go. And that's not even counting if I have to cut more tiers. At this point, it's probably not. Why is my tension so gone? Not sitting straight. Phoenix, what is going on? I know it is going to be beautiful. It is going to be heavy. Yeah, the fabric individually is very light, but yeah, I might have to put this petticoat on the scale. I think it wouldn't surprise me if it already weighs a pound, but it's going to be so twirly and swirly with a cute little corset, because I'm going to learn one of those old, whether it's the French can dance. I just want an old-fashioned vaudeville burlesque act, or an entire show of me. Maybe I should look for if there's some super discounted golf clubs, because I can probably get back to doing the break the golf club over your thigh trick, except that trick gets very expensive without super cheap disposable golf clubs, because it has to be real. Just bend it over and get, I missed that trick. All right, I'm gonna have to. I used to have for the longest time the one that I broke, and then I got rid of it because I'm like, Phoenix, why are you hanging on to a golf club that you broke over your thigh? And it was the answer. It just because I broke it over my thigh. That was the first one I did. I know. I'm trying to decide if I need another corset this matching, or to go through the corsets I've already made. Actually, maybe the pink silk one will. I haven't worn that one in a hot minute. We should look at that one. Because I don't. Oh, right. Because I can't make another corset until I finish making the corded stays. So, Phoenix, shop your closet and finish big projects. I know this color is super fun. And I haven't finished sequining the smocked dress. Oh my god, I'm gonna sneeze. Oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry. I guess I should practice muting. That was a big sneeze. Welcome to that time of the year in which Phoenix has allergies. Because the trees are getting ready to start popping. The Daphne is blooming. And I stop on my way just to huff the Daphne shrub. She smells so good. Oh, I am going to need to open the hood and oil that spot underneath the machine. Because we've been sewing hard. I should also, didn't I say I was going to oil the gathering foot? I probably really should. I really need to review how to do that before we get to the next round of gathering. Why am I sitting all cockamamie? Is it the bench? Is it me? Is it me trying to talk to the microphone? I'm like, I don't know, all over the place in an uncomfortable way. I miss streaming in this room. Oh, the camera on my face. I'm not just boobs and a sewing machine. Well, at least not for this show. But I think even for the embroidery show, we can get a nice big view. I can zoom in a little bit and still like maybe actually have a head. Fancy that. Oh, streaming, I've missed you. I've missed you all who come and hang out with me at the circus. Ugh. Because all these curated sewing videos, everybody's so beautiful, but it takes so much time. Oh, Jess, have you, what's your, have you made garments before? Are you a quilter dabbling into garments? Or are you a jack of all sewists kind of stitcher? All right, I forget people do stuff. People have lives. Oh, and I saw a sneak preview for something that might be out on Friday, but I don't know yet, so I'm not gonna. That's it. That's the teaser. That's all I got. And oh right, if I'm gonna get help with that other translation project, I need to find that video again. Because then we can see what this Auntie's recipe for embroidery transfer paste is like. We will know what it is. Oh, my tension's funny because my spool is not sitting the right way. I found, for some reason, I don't have as good of luck if the spool is completely straight up, but if it's pointing towards me, is that the trick? I'm like, why can't I get my spool holder to work? Why is it not looking right? I thought if I was going to be here, we'd get more cats, but I don't. Okay, Phoenix, stop talking for a second and make sure you know how to sew. You drove completely off the tracks. Oh, you're a quilter dabbling, but you've never. Oh, you've never made garments before? Do you see the yellow pullover jacket I made out of a quilt top? That was the first ever. Okay. It's make a mock-up, have some crappy fabric, make a mock-up, and double check things. I think I've seen that one. I'll have to go back and look. It's I don't know, because I don't know if I would. I'm not really I've done some quilting, but I wouldn't consider myself a quilter. Oh, you're learning from William. Shalom and YouTube University. Awesome. Yeah, who was helpful in learning to sew? I knew how to sew, but garments. Bernadette Banner's good. Everybody loves her stuff. And depending, some of the modern pattern makers also sometimes have YouTube channels. And it's been a hot minute. I should just send you a link if you want to hop on and we can go through stuff. It's been a while since I've had folks on. I just become all tucked in. Sweet, we made it to double digits. Oh, so good to be back. It's not that hard. It's just sometimes particular. And I thought, oh, of course, I get all excited. And then, Phoenix, you open your mouth too soon. I think that one of the things that helped, or just needing to sit down and do, is actually learning how to take your measurements well. And then if you've got your measurements, then you can take them to the pattern piece and see if you need to make any adjustments. And just learning where to make I think the sewing is not the hard part with garments, it's the fitting. And they're different skills. But yeah, and then take your measurements in the undergarments that you are going to wear under said garment. Yeah, depending on how it might change. It's not fixed. You've been watching Kat's costumes? Oh, I like her too. Yep, she's good. Who's smart learning? Oh, costuming drama. She's not bad. Not necessarily tutorials, but seeing how different things are made. And then, I go back and forth with Nicole Rudolph and Abby Cox. Their older stuff was more sewing. Their newer stuff has been a little bit more historical, but I think they're actually historians by training of some nature. Oh, the Gibson Girl Edwardian lace blouse. That's what I want. Yes, you picked that. You picked a hard thing. Yeah, that's what I've got to get. I've got the pieces of mine. I've just been caught up in finishing the Irish crocheted yoke for the one that I have in mind. And I'm if I haven't finished the yoke, what's the point of finishing the rest of the blouse? So I really need to get over that and get to stitching. And trying to figure out how big of a mutton I'm going to put on my sleeves. If it's just going to be little, or if I'm going to make holy moly, you got sleeves, girl. And I just haven't decided. Maybe something in the middle. I've got a pattern. I want to make myself one of those, the Edwardian cycling sweaters, which also have pretty sizable mutton sleeves. Wow, your voice is cracking. Are you a teenage boy? No, never was, never will be. Can I sell our world? Oh boy. You always pick challenging items. I fear. Yeah, I sometimes like not naive bullheadedness can sometimes work in one's favor. But yeah, the is there any not that I consider myself like super. I still am learning. I'm like I have no right to. I I can share from what I've done wrong, but yeah, good measurements over your undergarments, and definitely make a mock up. Don't cut into your fashion fabric until everything fits right. Because I've been very disappointed when stuff just doesn't fit right. And then figuring out how to correct it. The shaping in the chesticle area can be troublesome. And then figuring out, does your pattern have darts in it? Or I guess I should just pop on so I can like see it. All right, Phoenix, get out of here. Be more sociable and go on and stream with your parasocial friends again. You don't need to be locked in yours. You're not locked in the sewing tower. Yes. Oh, why is my... But I'm gruffing because it's like skipping. I don't know. Or something's pulling and not nicely, but... Oh, I'm just so glad to be back. I mean, I stitched a little bit by myself because it's like this skirt isn't going to sew itself, and I am too stuck into enough projects that I can't cut into new fabric yet. Oh, sweet. I will check that out. Yeah, because if they've got it's good to read through and see how they describe to do stuff, or sometimes not sometimes. Every once in a while, it really is helpful to read the instructions through and through at least once, because sometimes there's a reason for the order of operations. Sometimes they're just full of nonsense and you don't need to do it in their order, but sometimes you really do need to follow the directions. All right, we're almost halfway done. Maybe we should. Oh, can't set up polls in here. We'll have to. We can take guesstimates. People can leave. Should we make this I'll pretend to be interactive, and folks can in the comment sections leave your guesstimate for how many yards of ruffling there will be at the end of this. This is like the game Goosey Guess, where you guess how many objects fill up a unusual vessel. We'll play Goosey Guess for the number of yards of ruffles. That sounds like a funny game to me. Some of these fabrics, I did a really shitty job cutting. It's a good thing I probably have I think I've got 40 more yards to cut. I don't even know how many I've cut. I think the first show, did we say that did we count 17 total? There was 3 I hadn't done yet. So that was 16. And it's 2 yards per panel. So we had 26. and that 26 yards was not enough to make it around the entire bottom of the skirt. No. That was in total. Never mind. I can't. I was trying to do smart mathing, and sometimes I'm just supposed to sew. Oh, look at the mountains. I can't believe, I was gonna grape last week. That, one day last week, I woke up and there was snow outside again. I was like, what the what? And then I apologized. Oh, I did try to get this far on Sunday. Because then I apologized. I'm sorry, East Coast. It may get cold again. You got my 70 degree weather. I see rumors that it will be that warm at the end of next week, which means it's not going to happen. But I need to stop glimmer-glamoring about the garden and get seeds started. Because I heard seeds were started, and then the birds came and stole them. As birds do. Yeah. It's nice to sew in a good, supportive exoskeleton. Just remind me to keep my shoulders down and my posture good. Don't put your sour face on again. We already talked about sour face. Oh, I'm just giggling maniacally to myself. I'm that excited to be back. I've missed you all that much. I don't miss is my roll 10's not being perfect. Where's the cat? Oh, for you. For yours? Oh. I'm complaining about there being no cats. I forgot that this one is in his favorite spot. Phoenix, you just need to look around. There's cats. Oh, and Loki's probably on his chair. Surrounded by cats, and it's just because they're not rubbing against my legs, screaming for food. Oh, a whole hour with no troubles. Oh, man. So far, so good. Yeah, I will have to consult the manual for the ruffler foot, just so I make sure I get the oil in just the right spot, and then probably just use a tiny bit, and then I'll put some scrap fabric through, because I don't want my fabric to get oil stained. And I did not do I'm just going to spot clean this. I did not wash all this fabric before I cut it, because we're not going to wash it that way. So I didn't. I think this fabric would just be disgusting after you washed it. That's what I was gonna do for my mock-up. I was going to do this fabric as the sleeves and an opaque silvery fabric for the front and the back bodice pieces, because I think that would be fun. And then I don't have to cut into the material that we spent at least 3 weeks of live shows tucking. And I gotta get that art quilt done to be gotten into the post. I got a whole bunch of problems. No, I don't really have problems. Well, who doesn't have problems? Projects that I need to scurry through quick, like. We'll get there. I've got so much fear. We've gathered enough tears that they're collecting under my feet, and I'm starting to step on them, and that is not awesome. We'll add this to our clown car pile. Not done yet. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Oh, no, we've got at least 2 more on there. And there we go. Now I placed it all on top. The ones to be done. All right, to be done. Done. Next. Oh, did I? No, I just can't. Just forgetting how to sew. I've done so. You think it's possible to have, like, when you're driving in on a straightway for a super long time and you just forget what you're doing. I think I'm having the same thing with sewing old hems, just on autopilot. Oh, what? You just move that out of the way so you can see better. There we go. Wow, I'm just mixing up all the little tiny tunes. Oh, the light is so much better in this window. I think this is going to be good. Oh, you can see the machine better. The camera angle looks better. I hope y'all are happy, because I'm more pleased. I have to make sure I'm happy around these here parts. Okay. Nope, just one direction. I know, we were so excited. Doug made us corned beef and cabbage and potatoes on Friday. I love good corned beef. In the beginning, we used to quibble because one family had corned beef that after you cooked it wet, you take the brisket, take it out, put it in the oven with honey and mustard, and glaze it and then bake it. So it had a crust on it. Somebody else, they just left it in the water with the potatoes in a broth, and they had it like soup. And there was a number of years where we had to make one. We had to get two of them and cook them one each way because they all got eaten, but there were preferences. Except the way I like it is the best way. And that is finished in the oven. It's just better that way. It's a good thing I learned him. I'm surprised he's not in the comments in the chat. He must be watching somebody else. It's alright. And it's A-okay. We are here. We're sewing. We're live streaming. We are back, boys. Who needs to come online to play video games? Who needs Sewing Machine Simulator when we can actually sew real clothes? I'm going to be sitting at the machine. We might as well be hanging out. Stitch and bitch. Oh, right. That was one of the things So I'm not a short form, I don't like short form content, like like that TikTok-y stuff and reels, and I don't do those. I guess there's a filter that folks are using that makes their shape more, it turns them into bubble people. And now bubble people are getting mad that folks are using this filter. People have too much time on their hands. We need to make analog skills great again, because too much time on the internet is not doing people a good. It's doing folks a disservice. Oh, I forgot where the unsewn pile was. Getting lost. I've got a heap next to me, a heap in front of me, a heap to the side of me. Got ruffles to the right, ruffles to the left, all the ruffles, yeah. Oh, that was a terrible rendition. I know, I guess you could have chosen to... Oh, no, I didn't cut them on the bias. Because I think if I'd done that, I could have just used pinking shears to finish all these edges, but what's the fun in that when we can have beautiful rolled hems for yards and yards and yards? It's just going to look more pretty. Maybe if I work really hard, we can get all the ruffles. Oh no, but I don't know. I'm going to have to start sewing ruffles soon. I mean, to the skirt. We're working on sewing more ruffles. Maybe I'll unpin the one and see if it goes around the top so that I don't have to add a filler. But me pinning and unpinning is probably just as thrilling as watching us sew rolled hems for yards. But at least we can do it in our glow-in-the-dark Scully skirt. Oh, excuse me. It's not even that late. It's not even 5 o'clock yet, Phoenix. You can't be yawning yet. Am I putting myself to sleep? It's the sound of this machine. It's just so hypnotic. Yeah, once we get this skirt, I can figure out how big it is. Actually, I also should pick out a skirt to wear over this. Make a skirt to wear over this giant petticoat. I should stop talking. Should we just stop talking and just listen to the sewing machine? Or chat, you gotta keep me company, chat. Actually, I appreciate you all for coming back after all of the hooplas. I don't like being away for reasons that are out of my control. But I think we have a solution to what was ailing us. Just needed to switch rooms. Move the studio. What the carnations? There's only one solution for this. Just gonna cut off the end. It's so gross. I cut it and chewed. I was not paying attention very well. This is why I should have asked Dove to help me, because some folks can cut amazing straight lines and other folks can't cut a straight line with 2 rulers. And the straight edge. Flunked straight line cutting in kindergarten. Yep, that was me. Oh, and here we are. Still can't cut straight lines. But oh, I saw some. Do I want to cut short chunky bangs again? I was like growing my bangs out and we shifted. And I need to figure out what I'm going to do about these roots because I find their status unacceptable. Not ready. Oh, Oh, no worries. You're lurking and making dinner. You're a messy. Oh, you're making biscuits. Yum. But you're a machine. I could definitely fall asleep too. You're so kind. This machine. She sounds. I think the machines and the cats steal this show. No worries. I know. I try to be so enjoyable that you could just have me on and work and lurk and still enjoy oneself. Oh, yep. It's all good. I've just got so this is real life of garment sewing. Some things super fast, quick 1 hour makes. Other things hours and hours later. Oh, you know who? I don't know. Back in the day, Kathy Hayes, Hays. I guess maybe her old videos would be at the Foundations Revealed, which used to be her company until she recently sold it successfully. Finally, that had some ups and downs in it, but she makes old garment or historical garments. Also, very knowledgeable sewing school. Oh, for more, and Evelyn Wood. She's Australian. She's got her like vintage sewing school. And she was helpful when I felt like I didn't know what I was doing. I still don't think I know what I'm doing. I'm just stubborn enough and gotten to a place where I'm not afraid to fail. And I'm only going to learn from what didn't go right the first time because I was just trained that way to become accustomed to experiencing more failures than successes. Oh my god, we are crinkling like I'm like a box of Rice Krispies because I'm just snap crackling and popping. Alright, I think just like 3 more tiers and then to go back the other way. Might actually make a dent in this spool of thread. Oh, now I want to make biscuits. Oh, I printed off that recipe for sourdough English muffins, which are not biscuits, but the blob needs attention. Okay. Mike was trying to be in my way, so I couldn't see the presser foot. my gosh, I forget what it was. Oh, it must have been scrolling on something. And there was this woman sitting at her treadle machine with cowboy boots. She must be have a ranch or something. She was attired for work, and she was at the treadle with her boots on, and I was like, what? Because I don't sew. I'm in the no. There's no shoes when I sew. Oh, good, Jess. You've heard of Evelyn, and I think you're subscribed. Yeah, she is very helpful in the fitting. Just yeah, because everybody's got something different that they're good at. I'm a huge fan when she gets back to sewing stuff of the closet historian Bianca Espinosa, but she goes by the closet historian. My favorite for learning how to make a sloper. All she does is self-drafted, made to measure, which is after my own trial and error with patterns. But the mood ones are not terrible either. They're the free, and you just print them off and tape them together. Just take a lot of paper because they have quite a size range, which is great, but they're not there's not. It would be helpful if the PDFs were separated so you didn't have to print up all of them, but I guess that's neither here nor there. It was helpful when I needed to make some adjustments because sometimes you're a little up on this area and then you need to bring it way down to a different pattern size. So just draw the lines together somehow to make it work. Yeah, learning how to do the drafting of the patterning is super helpful. And also she just another one who just makes over the top things, which is great. But she just the closet historian recently moved, and her past couple of videos have been about home renovation things, which are fine. They're fine. But it has also made me giggle hearing about somebody actually wanting to move to New York. And I'm like, oh, you can't hold it against them. They've never lived there. They don't really know. But I guess moving from the Denver area to upstate is a decrease in the average probably amount of snow. I don't know. Snow's still a dirty 4-letter word. I'm gonna stick to it. And lake effect is even worse. Alright, I think I'm probably gonna at least make it through one half of all the panels. But I might need to get up. I had to actually work today. Sometimes I just get stuck on my fanny. I'm gonna have to get up and move around soon. Touch my hoops. Fondle my juggling balls. Just a joke. Phoenix is the worst clown ever. The only clown who can't juggle. guess what? I should still just stay hopeful. Maybe one of these days I might learn or figure it out. I'm with you, Jess. You're never going back to New York. When I do move again, I'm moving west. Oh, well, the West will have you. Yeah, it's enough that I go back to New York because I every once in a while I do go back for reasons, but to live in New York, yeah, I don't see that happening in my future. Yeah, not moving back. I don't think. There was something. Yeah, I just miss people in New York, but I don't necessarily miss New York. No, I take that back. I miss being able to just go get maple syrup that was like tapped up the street. There's certain things. And I was going to say the Canadian side of Niagara Falls, which is not in New York, but I used to get there from New York. Yeah. It's not my jam right now. Except I live in stupid places in the West, too. I think they just agreed passed for a 90% water rate over the next 5 years. So that's fun. And other ridiculous things. Well, we don't need to go full bitch right now. This is the work in progress. We're not fully fleshed out for the bitching that will happen on Sunday. I should start making your lists. Start collecting your topics for what we should fetch about. Oh, is this okay? 2 more. We'll have made it. Okay. West is good. Now I'm stuck. I went from being close to the water west to being inland west, and I would kind of want to go a little bit more west just to be at the ocean. I just love being at the coast. That brackeny sea air and the unusual plants and the sound of the waves crashing. I love it. Absolutely adore it. I need to make being there all the time easy. I know the mountains on the West Coast, you're like, oh, there's such people go skiing in New York. Look at all these big hills and stuff. And then you see the Rockies. And then you're like, oh, I don't know what a mountain was. But where I was, we didn't have chains either. Like, it wasn't steep enough. And now, like, in the passes, there's sometimes where, like, well, sometimes they just close it because of the snow. And then there's other times, before it gets that bad, where you need chains. Like, I have some, but I don't think I've ever put them on. I should practice that one of these days, just because I've never done it. Like, practicing using a fire extinguisher in a non-emergent situation. No. That's say you just need to find a charter school or private school. I never want to go back to public and teach. But there's quite a few. I know of quite a few like Montessori charter public school thing or private schools. There's quite a bit, and we need more teachers in those types of places because, yeah, I from what I hear, they just sound like horrible indoctrination factories rather than like actual places of learning, and that frustrates me. But I don't work in those institutions. It's all hearsay. Oh, there's something else thinking about that. Oh, but I'm also on a huge. Trade schools and apprenticeships need to make a huge comeback because there's types of learning that's not being taught and skills that if we don't maintain them are gonna just die out, which I guess is why I sew up and sew on an old-fashioned sewing machine. Okay. I didn't want to be presumptuous. I've got my I'm politically homeless, but I hear things. And I try to use my critical thinking skills that I also hear are not being taught. Well, then you would. What do you should? Well, because then seems like from what the research says, with the way our testing scores, everything's gotten, that we should need to just get back to. I don't know. The DOE maybe needed to take a break. Our numbers haven't been good since we had it, so maybe just starting from scratch again. And letting kids learn, or teaching kids how to learn things rather than just all the things, because I know I do better learning if I'm like if I'm doing something versus being like talked at. And certain things I literally just had to learn from rote memory. Organic chemistry spelling, it was literally just writing it over and over and over again until it got stuck in my brain. Because I was the kid, if they tried to spell something out phonetically, I would spell it wrong. But if I just knew it, then I just knew it. Even though sometimes I'm still not the bestest speller. But yeah, and that I know those things don't work for everybody. But I think I was an adult when I learned how I learn. I didn't know. Oh well. Done with that time of my life. Not going back. Lifelong learner without institutions. Alright, I'm going to sew this last panel and then I'm going to take a break and I'll probably call it a show. Yeah, 120 inches to sew, folks. And stop yawning, Phoenix. They can see you. Oh, I'm so excited to be back and better than ever. Guess I should maybe go back. Seasons and episode numbers and all that jazz. Or come up with some more creative assets. But isn't the whole show a creative asset when we're sewing at sewing machines? I've been doing good. I overbound the bobbins I made sure they were super full. This also takes lots of bobbin thread. Okay, as we're winding it, probably not. Probably in the next week or so, I will make my last trip up to the Joann's. Is there anything that anybody absolutely loves that I should look at as far as sewing notions or tools or... Oh, actually, I think I do want to look to see if they've got some tracing paper on sale because I haven't tried that and I want to, and I've got the wheels. Is there anything else that any notions that somebody's like, I can't sew without that? I'm curious. Curiouser and curiouser. Here in the home stretch, I'm gonna finish this panel and I do some squats to get the blood flowing to my fanny again. I thought this bench was not going to leave me achy, but it's not as bad as the other bench. Yeah, folks can stew over it and let me know down in the comment section. Because I know, I don't need fabric. I know what I don't need. I do need to pay attention because this rolled hem is not rolling. Rolling. Oh, God. Don't sing dumb songs. Have to be extra careful. This is the part where we've been doing the same thing over and over again, and I know that I'm almost gonna get to take a break, and I'm trying to rush. And this is this time where I actually need to pay the most attention because I sense myself becoming careless with my stitches, and that is not for a fine finished garment make. I see that this tail inside. Alrighty. So don't fudge it up now. I was also kicking around the notion of making a second channel, but dress up in costumes to teach little kids how to sew. I thought that there needs to be a show for little kids to learn how to sew. And I don't want to do it live in person because they're germ vectors. All right, everybody. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for hanging out, for putting up with the past gajillion weeks of Phoenix's internet being in an internet hole right when I tried to stream. It was a disaster. I hated it. I'm so glad I'm back. I'm back. You're back. I appreciate you all. Don't wait till tomorrow to be fabulous today, and don't laugh at others unless you have laughed at yourself. I will be back this weekend. Update Saturday and Sunday shows will both start at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, because that's when I'm doing it. You too, Jess. Have an awesome dinner. Enjoy those biscuits. Stay awesome. You guys are great, and I'll be around. We'll put your guesses in the downstairs of how many yards of ruffles will this final garment have, and maybe we will need to count them together because I might get lost. But all right, I'm hitting the end stream button. You be awesome. I'll be back on Saturday. Stitch something awesome. Stitch something great. And I'm going to stop yelling into the microphone. All right, everybody. Bye.